Hello everybody, WildTracker here and welcome to another episode, and today we're on the WildCraft server, so woohoo! Yeah, so it's weird sitting inside of the armor stand like that. So just down in my quarry, as you know, at the top we've got a crane lifting all the gear out, but we've got a new addition to the quarry. I saw this the other day, and let's have a quick look. Ta-da! Yeah, this isn't mine. This is something I saw on Hermitcraft. I was watching Full Symmetry. She's a really good Minecrafter, so go and check out her channel and her videos. But she did this as part of one of her pranks, and I thought it was a really cool design for a bulldozer. So I thought that would fit very well down here as well with our crane at the top there. So it's a new addition to the quarry there, which I thought would look really cool. So we've added that as a little bit more fun to our quarry here. I think it looks quite good down there, and it's slightly different design to my own one there, but yeah, looks good. So thanks to False for that. Appreciate your efforts. Keep it up. And we'll put a link down to her channel at the bottom there. So as I say, do go and check her out. It's good to see other gamers and what they're up to. So what are we up to? I think we're going to do some stuff in the nether today. So we'll see you over at my base. So here we are at my little nether hub underneath my base. And it's always been my intention to actually do something with this. It's not just about this room here and quick portal. So for example, if I go through this portal, I go up to the area that we've already built at the top. The middle portal takes us down to our lower area where we've got the item sorters and that sort of thing. This will take me over to the other side of the main base at the top, and you know, so it's a quick way of getting around. But one of the challenges I always knew I'd have is storage. So I could do the storage up in the base, but I don't want to do that for a couple of reasons. One, it means I've got to have them in a certain place, so if they're here, then what I've got to do if I'm over there is come into the nether, run all the way through, and then go through the portal, which aren't the fastest things, and then go to my chest and come back into the nether and back again. So we also have the challenge that we've got these down below, and so I figured the best place to actually have the storage is in the nether. The other reason for that is actually, as well as sort of keeping it all in one area and I can access it from just one portal very quickly, is the fact that it's going to create less lag in the overworld, because chests, lag isn't the right word, but it's going to create less frame rate drop, shall we say, because there's going to be less items. And I want to do a chest room similar to what I had before on Guardian. Which was Zanecraft before that, wasn't it? So on Guardian I started having a massive storage area down at the bottom of my village base there, so some of you may remember that. So I'm going to basically have a load of chests, and I figured the best place for that is going to be the nether. So I've started basically putting out, and I've got to stop saying the word basically. I should count how many times I say that in an episode. So I'm going to create an area down here, and what I thought I would also do is actually double this up as a little area to store some of my best villagers as well. So if you come down here, I've started on a design which isn't finished yet, as you can see, but we're going to have this going down, which I think looks quite nice and cool with the stained glass there. We are going to have these guys as our friends. Not much I can do about that unless I try and half slab it in a certain way, but we'll see about that. And then when we get to this point, I'm going to want to go down that way and down that way. So it's going to be two ways down, one to a storage area, one to where my villagers are. And they're actually going to connect around, because if we come down here, ta-da, you can see we are overlooking the area of the nether. So, and this actually comes around. So what the aim is, if we look down here, so down this area here is a flat area. I want to take out probably all that, or use that as a base. So that's going to come down, and this is going to be an area, and this is going to be an area. It's just the two ways into it. And then over there somewhere, I think, yeah, you can just about see the ladder in the middle and the pillar there. and then I do believe this area here is actually the way to Volcano's base as he goes along. So he hasn't done that nether tunnel yet. So I think from there you're going to get a good view across here. So I want to take out some of that bit there. So then when you're actually looking across, you will see what effectively is the base coming out of the corner of this building. And we're going to build it down, and we're going to make some nice features out of it. So from all the way over there, it's actually going to look quite good. So at least I think it will anyway. So that's one of the projects I'm working on at the moment, but it's taken a lot of material. So I've been out doing some quartz hunting, and just really coming up with a design. So I'm liking this that I've done at the moment. So this is where I've got to at the moment. We've got the walls. We may change some of the walls out again because there's a lot of stone and andesite in here. We've got half slabs here, so it does mean that we're going to get less spawns down here. And I'm going to make sure that height-wise we're not going to get any gas in here. I've also been doing some tests as well, standing behind here, and the gas don't appear to see me through the glass, which is quite good. And then as soon as I come around here, they do see me. So yeah, that appears to be good. So, but I've been doing some tests, so the next thing really is to clear the rest of this out and make a big storage area. And then, as I say, we've got to go down that side there. So at the top of the stairs I've just got an area where I'm storing all my materials and getting ready to store bits and pieces. But I think I do need, did I get some more quartz? Oh, I did get some quartz, so it's not too bad. But yeah, need some more materials to carry on with that. But that's not the project we're going to be doing today. No, we've got another project to do in the nether. In fact, I need to get some materials, so let me go and grab those and then we'll get on with that. See you in a mo. Well guys, I'm here in the nether, and you may think I'm in F5 mode, but I'm not. Yeah, I've logged in as my cam account, so I'm just sat there doing nothing really. But as you can see, I've come into the cam account just because it's a little bit easier to show you guys what I'm up to. And as you can probably tell, if I go all the way down here, I'm actually on the roof of the nether. So you can see it's a long way down, and I've literally come up right to the very, very top to the build height of the nether. So, and you may have guessed, but we're going to be doing a gold farm here today. So these half slabs here, I cannot build any higher, but these are on the lower half of the blocks, and even if you could build higher, nothing can spawn on top of it because they are half blocks. And I've done the same here. The half blocks I'm actually stood on, basically on the lower half of the block, so again you can't actually spawn anything on these items, so it's kind of my safe zone. But these blocks here in the middle are at the right spawning height, so they are spawnable blocks. And the idea is there is a tripwire here, and this tripwire essentially when a mob spawns on it, hits the tripwire, activates these pistons, and it shifts these half slabs towards this one. And if that doesn't shake the mob off, because by doing that the mobs can actually slip through the half slabs, it will keep on going until they actually fall through. So there's a bit of a glitch where they slip through the half slabs. And essentially any zombie pigmen that spawn on there will naturally fall down to their death. So we haven't actually got a pad yet for them to land on. We'll be working on that later, but for now I just want to get this going. And let me just show you inside my chest here. As you can see, we've got a number of supplies ready to do this. So it takes a number of pistons and hoppers and redstone and half slabs. Half slabs is, I want to sort of try and keep it, but this is how it works. So essentially in this back piston here we have back hopper we have one item, and so when the pistons fire, it activates, when this piston fires, or when the tripwire activates this piston, pushes the redstone there, it swaps back into this hopper and reactivates the piston, so it does a sort of and we can show you that in a moment. And it does exactly the same down the other end. And then these comparators just get all the timing right. So yeah, it's actually a design by Impulse, I think, and I think Doc M's used it as well. It's been used as a gas catcher as well, but I think Impulse had his what he called the gold pan, and that's really what we're using it for. I'm not interested in gas. I don't really need them, so that's why I've only got it the height of the pigman. And that's it. So this should be the only spawning spaces up here. So yeah, what I'm going to do is get building on that, and I thought it would be good to do it as a time lapse. So I'm going to build 10 layers across, and hopefully I don't fall off. But yeah, let's get cracking. Guys, there you can see the farm is working. Now I'm not expecting huge results from this, so we shall see how it goes, but it's just a nice quick easy farm to make. As you can see, it didn't take me what 20-25 minutes to build it once I got all the resources there. And the great thing about this is that each row is easily duplicatable, so yeah, it's easy just to add more and more in that direction if you want, and yeah, you could make this quite large if you really wanted to, so and make lots of spawning spots. So yeah, so not that difficult to make, doesn't really need anything complicated, just a nice easy setup, but had some fun trying to put these pistons in, which you probably saw, and you can see that they're working, so it literally works with the floor shifting so quickly that the mobs fall through it. So which is quite nice. So yeah, so we'll see what results we get. What I need to do now is actually drop down and get ourselves, woohoo, get ourselves a place to actually catch all the drops. So it's yeah, and as you can see, this is where they're literally at the moment they're just falling to the floor, which isn't too bad. There's quite a few little drops there from a minute or so, and hopefully we can make lots of gold out of this. We've got lots of flesh as well, which means we can trade that with our villagers. The only thing down here at the moment, we're getting a couple spawning just because of this. So slime blocks do allow pigmen to spawn on it. Now in theory, this is the area that marks out the drop zone. So yeah, which includes these particular slabs. So what I'm probably going to do is actually get some chests, and I don't know if we got any over here, have we? We've got a chest. So we've got to imagine that we're going to have a number of chests down here. So what we'll do is think about how high we want these chests. It won't be just one on the floor there, because obviously we can't go any lower. So we'll build it up first of all. So we might think about having perhaps 4 chests. So we probably have it that high, which then means that we'll just create a load of droppers here, which, you know, it does mean we're going to need about another 100 not droppers, hoppers. So we're probably going to need about another 100 hoppers for them to fall into, and then they'll just feed into a bank of chests this side, which I've kind of left there because it just means it's easier to access. I was thinking about putting it halfway up there, but I kind of figured, well, they're going to drop down here anyway, so I might as well just put the chests somewhere on here. So I'm going to just work that out next, and I need to go and get a load more iron from the iron farm, and make a load more hoppers. As I said, if this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, and it's 12 that way, so it's actually 120 hoppers, plus a few more to feed them into the chests and do automatic sorting. So we might as well go and get 150 hoppers and then see where we'll get. So that's what we're going to head off and do. So I'll come back when I've got this area sorted out. Well, I've finished the bottom area. So I've done just basically 2 rows of chests at the moment, because I think it depends on how full it gets, and I plan on taking stuff away. And it's not a super efficient farm, it's just a farm you can AFK at. So rotten flesh goes into 1 row of chests, and then the gold nuggets go into the other row of chests. And that's controlled up here by 41 nuggets and some random items, and in the other side we've got exactly the same. We'll have 41 flesh. We can't get to it just there, is it? So 41 flesh and that. So essentially all these hoppers are connected together, as you can see from underneath. So if an item drops in any of them, they come all the way along and then channel this way and along across the top, and then they always check the chests underneath them. So even when the hoppers are pointing in this direction, which is what they are, they check the chest underneath it, or the hopper underneath them, and if it's got nuggets it can pass through, because this redstone allows it to do it. It's the same sorting system we used in the rest of the base, and if not, then it just carries on through to this end chest. I don't think we're going to get lots of drops because we're not initiating it. That's something we could change with this, and in fact let me just come down the bottom a second. What I've done is actually just show you here. I've encased the area with glass just in case any spillage, but we've not had any so far. And I've put half slabs on the top as well, so nothing can spawn on it. But the half slabs still allow things to pass through and get sucked up by the hoppers. Yeah, let me just go to the top a second, and I'll see you up there. So one of the things we could do up here, if we wanted to, is we could build this out a couple of blocks, and then we could actually disable these and have a lot more spawning area than we've got actually up here. And then, so if you had lots of spawning area going across that way, and I nearly fell off, you could probably throw snowballs at one of the zombie pigmen. They would come here wanting to attack you and go through maybe the last the last one of these and then drop down. So you could kind of turn it into a farm where they do drop a lot more by being sort of, you know, hit by the player and then going down. But at the moment this is all I really need, but whether I play around with that and have it as an extra feature, maybe going out the other side, and perhaps have a rail cart that just then whizzes you backwards and forwards, so you go far enough out that you come back in, they spawn, and yeah, so it'd be easily achievable, I think. But for now, I think we're going to leave it like that. I set up a little AFK room up here, so it's gas proof just in case anything does spawn, which it shouldn't, but you never know with this game. So yeah, I think we'll just now sort of AFK up here and see what kind of drops we get. So I think we'll call that an end of an episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to leave a like down there. That's always really helpful. And we'll see you next time here on WildCraft. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.